Good morning, everyone. Thank you for your time. I'm DeRonnie Ford, and today I'll walk you through the analysis solution I built for our Canyon Sales Data and Power BI. In the next 9 minutes, you'll see three things: how the sales database is structured, four-bar charts that show what is selling, where, and from who, and a custom calendar table I built with DAX that let us analyze the business by month, week, and workday. Let me start with a quick overview of the data model. Now, before the charts, 1 minute on the data. The Canyon Sales database lives on a SQL Server instance and follows a star schema. At the center is the sales transaction fact table, one row per sale carrying the quantity we measure. Around it sits the dimensions table that tracks each sale: product, store, region, vendor, sold via, and the DIM date. That separation is what makes slicing so fast. The numbers live in one place, the descriptions in another. I loaded the model into Power BI and import mode and did two things with it. Stage one four-bar chart on the sum of quantity measures by product, year, store region, and by region and vendor. Stage two, a calculated calendar table written in DAX, which adds 8 time intelligent columns the raw schema doesn't have. Here are the charts starting with product. So the first chart answers the most basic question. What are we actually selling? This is the sum of quantity for each of the 6 products in the catalog, sorted by the best to the worst. Reading the numbers with me, the cozy sock is the clear leader at 12 units. This is roughly a third of the 38 units we sold in total. The Easy Boot and the Tiny Tent Tie at 7 units each, and the Duraboot and the Z bag follow at 5 each. At the bottom, the Biggie tent sold only 2 units, 1/6 of the leader. So the action here is direct. Keep the cozy sock in deep stock and feature it, because a stock out of the one product costs us more than a stock out for the rest of the catalog combined. For the Biggie tent, we should review the price of the promotion before committing more shelf space. Now, the second chart steps back from products and asks how the business moves over time. Units sold by the transaction year, same sum of quantity measure. We sold 38 units both in 2024 and 38 units in 2025. Volume was perfectly flat year over year. It tells us two things. First, demand is stable. The product mix from the first chart is holding its value, but we can plan purchasing around the current run rate with confidence. Second, flat is not growing. We want higher sales next year. The lift has to come from deliberate action, like promoting the mid-tier products or strengthening the trailing region, not from momentum. Because the fact table stores one row per sale, aggregating by year, smooths out individual transaction and gives us a single planning system. Now, chart three moves from time to geography. Our stores sit in two regions, Chicagoland and Tri-State, and this chart compares total units sold between them. Chicago leads with 23 units against 15 in Tri-State, a gap of 8 units, which means about 61% of everything we sell moves through Chicagoland stores. Because one region clearly leads, Chicagoland is our stronger channel and should get priority when we allocate inventory of the top products. Tri-State, on the other hand, deserves targeting local promotion and a fresh look at staffing and store placement. This view tells us where attention and dollars will have the greatest effect. The fourth chart is the most actionable of all because it combines the last two views. Each region now shows one bar per product vendor. Vendor MK leads in both regions, but the margin differs sharply by geography. In Chicagoland, MK accounts for 19 units against PG's 4, roughly 83% of regional volume. In Tri-State, MK still leads at 9 units, but PG is much closer at 6, at 40% share. So PG sells respectively in Tri-State while barely registering at Chicago. Here is why this matters. PJ's weakness is confined to one region, which points to a local merchandising merchant, not a weak product. Instead of changing the overall assortment, we can target at Chicagoland specific promotions or renegotiate shelf placement with their supplier. That distinction, product problem versus placement problem, is exactly what this chart lies on. The chart answers what and where. The calendar table answers when. I built it as a calculated table in DAX in two moves. First, calendar generates one row for every date in a continuous range. Here, the two most recently completed years, starting January 1st, 2024, computed dynamically from today's dates. Second, add columns derive seven more columns from each date. Running down the list, month and weekday are readable names produced by format, year and month. Numbers come from the year and the month function. And month number is what knits Power BI sort months name, chronologically instead of alphabetically. Week numbers uses week no. Weekdays numbers use weekday with type 2. So Monday is 1 and a Sunday is 7. And workday is a flag. 1 for Monday through Friday, 0 for weekend. The next slide shows that finished table. And here's that finished table. The exertion starts on January 1st, 2024. And notice a few things that prove the logic works. The weekday number runs exactly as the business expects. Monday the 1st is numbered 1, though through Sunday the 7th is 7. The workday flag follows automatically. Saturday the 6th and Sunday the 7th carry a 0. Every weekday a 1. Week numbering rolls over on Mondays. Week 2 begins January 8th. And when February starts, the month number steps from 1 to 2, which is what keeps February sorted after January in every visual instant instead of before it alphabetically. With these 8 columns, we can slice sales by year, compare week over week, and separate weekday from weekends demanding from staffing, all by dragging fields with no new experience. So, what do we do with all this? Well, 3 recommendations. First, inventory. Stock the Cozy Sock in depth. It is 12 of our 38 units. And put the Biggie 10 under a price and placement review because 2 units does not earn its shelf life. Second, marketing. Use the regional and vendor splits to end promotions where each supplier actually sells. Chicago leads with 23 of 38 units. MK drives both region, and PG only competes in tri-state. So we spin where the return is, including a Chicagoland specific push with PG. Third, planning. Run our week over week and weekday versus weekend reviews straight off the calendar table. Staffing and purchasing decisions now have a time dimension built for them. The bigger point is this. Once the model and the measures exist, new questions get answered by dragging fields instead of writing queries. This is the latest value of this build. My sources are on the final slide. Thank you, and I'm happy to take that. And these are the sources behind this presentation. The SQL Server Analysis Server video from our course playlist, the Microsoft Learn documentation for the 3 DAX function using the calendar table, cited in APA format. And again, thank you again. I look forward to your book.